I got to do it if I get on other one. So each one had our generation. You know, you had baby girl with. Oh, I'm going to pull her name. I can't think of her name right now. But the whole throwing the Al Green and the hot grits. You know, that was the running joke with the hot grits and the Lorena Bobbitt. I didn't keep on. They gonna get Bobbitt and shit. So maybe Lorena Bobbitt, yeah, you know, so it was like a running joke type shit, or a statement saying that, all right, keep on. It was like a statement being made, like, keep on pushing me. This is what you gonna get. You gonna make me fuck around and be a such or do yeah. You know, so far as the Lorena Bobbitt incident, I won't say is equivalent as the OJ murder trial, but it's kind of up there. It's kind of basically up there. Okay, because for the most part, she basically got off. So that was like, you know, everybody said like, oh yeah, OJ got, and then as a kid, because we grew up in the black community, and we were just copying and following behind what our people and our family and our neighborhood was doing with the OJ verdict. From a different perspective, as you got older, especially when you started dealing with the feminist groups and domestic violence, you was like, damn. Even now, I'm taking that and trying to take it and revamp some of that culture. To be continued. To this for all y'all women that's in our generation, y'all know I'm going. To be continued. So the Lorena Bobbitt trial or the Lorena Bobbitt verdict was like, wow, yeah, like hell yeah. It was like a women empowerment movement. The verdict, Lorena Bobbitt's verdict, you know, 19, I'm thinking about 15, 17, like, word. So we would sit around and talk about it, like, yeah, she cut that nigga dick off, and that. So the conversation was on college campuses, amongst friends group, feminist group, women organization, women empowerment, yada, 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 yada. So it started breaking down. A conversation started. Then you start hanging around. You know, there's a couple women you were hanging around. They was going to medical school. They was becoming, you know, before they was going to, you know, to become a doctor or whatever. So they broke down the whole blah 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 blah. So we sit around and talking. So pay attention to the place. So I remember after the conversation, everybody got all hooked or whatever. That conversation at the picnic, it did get a little heated. Some people had to start leaving. And man, fuck this shit, man. Let's go, man. This shit, yeah. Niggas are getting mad, run ready to leave, because, you know, it's like the battle of the sexes. And the nigga was like, yeah, grabbing that dick, like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you, yeah, like, yeah, nigga, whatever. And then when we broke their ass down on some basic knowledge facts type shit, and women like, yeah, then they started giving real life examples. Niggas started getting mad. They started getting mad, irritated. They started shutting the fuck up again. They wanted to leave, and you know, then the fuck this shit we did here. You know, so of course when they get their little feelings hurt, you start taking shots at their little wee and shit. That's what it was. I kept saying wee. I kept saying wee. That was mad as fuck. Then the women started calling it wee and shit. Like, y'all niggas be gone as hell, still walking around, I don't even know what to do with y'all little wee. I ain't good to wee, look at now, niggas. You got a little wee, niggas. You don't even know what you doing with us. So then, we started talking with her. Well, so of course, it got a little escalated, you know, whatever. So, like certain politics and certain topics, when you discuss it amongst different backgrounds and genders, it turns into a heated conversation. It can get heated. Sometimes it can get, you know, verbally violent and disrespectful. You know, a lot of times it be the dudes. You know, well, fuck you, you know, they always got to go back to grabbing their dick, tucking their dick or some shit, you know. So, especially the older generation, like that's all they on. And this is why the mindset is where it is now. Pay attention to where I'm leading this shit to. So, anyway, so from that point on, going back to the Lorena Bobbitt verdict, every now and then when women get together, especially domestic violence groups, counseling groups or whatever, Lorena Bobbitt is like a hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, man, Lorena Bobbitt. Like, who's Lorena Bobbitt? Like, you know about Lorena Bobbitt? So the people that didn't know about Lorena Bobbitt, they started schooling other people. Like, what? Is she white, black, or something? Like, oh, man. Then you had a couple limited-minded women. Like, oh, yeah. I know she had to be white because she don't touch the dick off. But just like, you don't waste no good dick like that. What? These some of them same women be like, oh, the nigga ain't beat you upside your head and hit you, he must don't really love you, blah, 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 blah. Some of them is the same mindset like that, Some women have to, they have been programmed and brainwashed to think a certain way or one way, and then it's even a black household. Even girls growing up in black households with brothers and boys and all that, they be so hard, black women be so hard on the girls and girls in the household or in the family or the parenting and sibling, but then the fucked up ass boy and son, they sweep it up on a rug or make excuses for it. And it's like it's an ever growing theme amongst black culture, black families and black neighborhood. It has been changing. It's still something out there lingering because but the younger generations has been shutting that shit in the foot. And we all guilty of it. We all guilty of it. Some of the shit that I let go now, even dealing with my mama's estate, I stepped back and looked at the whole perspective. Even like with Jackie and Danielle and them, I'm like, all right, I get it. Part of me gets why, you feel or behave, act a certain way. I get it, so it's much, but the younger generation, just like a lot of young generations, are being more in tune with their mental health and their feelings and their emotions and all that. And a lot of older generations, this generation is so soft and this and that, and cancel culture, like that's some of the stuff we grew up with, like even in comedy and like even stuff you go back and watch, like comedy shows and TV shows, like, oh no, that nigga would have got changed. But it's just certain shit you can't say. It's like, okay, little faggot, little sissy, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I look retarded. Yeah, it's just certain generations that you would get canceled now because the culture is different. You feel me? So it's just times are changing and different and all that. So going up to the mindset right now, leading up to Nehemiah, I like to consider myself, I'm a blend of Angela Davis, Afeni Shakur, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, kind of like Tupac, like all rolled up in one when it comes to the advocacy, community advocacy type group, activist type mindset. Because I remember my grandma, my granddaddy bought me books, and we went to the library and got you can rent like reels, like projector reels. Like my granddaddy had a projector. He had bought it from a school auction or some shit like that. And remember back in the day, them old school projectors that you got to put film in, and then you like ride a projector up. Back in the day, in the library times, you can go check out reels, like film reels, and then put them through the projector and watch them. And one of these reels was stuff like, see, I got YouTube and all that shit. Now y'all can just Google that shit, YouTube it, and now y'all ain't got to go down. Before, we had to research and want to see newspaper articles or, pictures or videos from certain time and certain eras. We literally had to go and like go to the library and go down to the archives and pull it out, yada, 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 go look through newspaper articles, copy them on a copy machine and all that shit. I ain't gonna say pictures, but make copies of them on a copy machine and da, 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 da. Y'all kids don't don't even know the struggle. Y'all kids don't even know, y'all generation of kids don't even know the struggle we had to go through when it came to content and media and this archiving, research and information, just doing homework. Just doing homework. Just doing homework. Just doing a research paper and doing homework with a class back in the day. Y'all got it easier now. You know, some things that's easier, some things, some pros, cons, everything, you know. Y'all don't even teach y'all to write cursive. Like, what? Nigga, we had a whole goddamn semester on writing in cursive. And when we didn't write in cursive, we got in trouble. They don't even make y'all write in cursive no more. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, we had a whole goddamn semester for writing in cursive. And if we didn't write in cursive, or our shit wasn't like, if we didn't make the right, our A's right in cursive, or we didn't connect the letters right in cursive, nigga, we got penalized for that shit. We write papers and shit, and we didn't write it in cursive, and we got penalized for not having it done written in cursive right. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, we had a whole outline, lining out C's and A's and alphabets, whole alphabets, learning how to write in cursive the whole nigga. We took the whole goddamn semester in a year learning cursive. Nigga, what the fuck? I gotta catch myself, nigga. I still write in cursive. So like, goddamn, yeah, I still write in cursive sometimes. Goddamn, I ain't writing cursive. Even signing your name in cursive and shit like that. You know. So anyway, I feel like to say that. So, throughout these topics and research, different people that you're around, they have different motives. And it's like when you find your people or your people, whatever, you have a different vibe. And I'm going to tell you, I've been on all walks of life. Me and my grandmama travel. We travel the world. You know, I'm from the hood. I hang around people from the hood. You know, I grew up in that era, the whole dope gang era. You know, you hang around the street dope boys and the kingpins and, you know, all walks of life, nigga. The lawyers, the doctors, the athletes, the college students. You know, I've been very diverse in culture on all different levels. That's probably why it's so difficult for me to kind of just find that and fit in, because it just, even my peers, sometimes my peers, because I be so mature and culture amongst my peers, I'll be like, oh, you know. They be so behind and shit sometimes, you know. So that's some those are good, those pros and cons, the gift and the curse type shit. So I know when I be around certain people, and I be like, damn, we really had a good time. And I know some of the things I'm gonna give you some examples for, and I'm not promoting it, but what led me onto a journey. Now maybe what I was doing may not have been the best thing, may not have been right, and I know I'm promoting someone's young kids. But at a young age, when I was young, because I had lived in a certain environment, we from the hood, and we started wanting to make money and make our own money. There are people in our environment that allow us to teach us certain things like gambling and drinking at a young age and, you know, smoking weed and selling weed and shit like that, you know. And I remember I told you I learned how to use a triple beam at the fucking young age, and that was like some accident went place shit. Like I'm over my cousin's house, her boyfriend, and then like, yeah, she came out and flipped the fuck out when she saw this shit. But it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you know. Why? I learned how to do it. I'm thinking I'm doing math, and you know, I'm learning math, and I'm using the scale. You know, I didn't see how serious it was, but she thought it was great. I'm like, oh, okay, I just want to do math, you know. And the thing about it is, he was a drug dealer, and he was sitting there trying to figure out how many grams, how many ounces, yada yada yada. And he's sitting there like, yeah, he's trying to talk, and I'm like, I'm mad. I was in math, so we doing measurements, you know, we just doing measurements. I'm like, oh yeah, how many ounces? He's like, oh, okay, yeah, come here, you smart, you know I do like you. So basically, he kind of like was I was teaching him math, and he was teaching me his dope game, but I didn't know. I was thinking, okay, you know, I'm a kid. I don't really know. I get the gist of it. I get the gist of it, but I don't really. I didn't get it until I got older. Like, oh, that's why I should have tripped. I told you, man, I got scared. You know. That's just some of the backstory. So anyway, I was selling weed. Okay, let me say, brothers, buddy, let me say this. I provided a product for people that wanted to partake in a product. And no matter what the product may be, there is different products. I was a hustler. They wanted some music. What music you want? I get you some music. So by doing this, it's kind of like word of mouth. Like you'll be hanging out with certain people, and then there'll be like older people, they'll maybe like an auntie or uncle or something like that, or an older sibling or an older cousin. And they'll be like, oh, you know anybody that want weed or no weed or got some weed, whatever? And, and like they'll come outside and be like, hey, my auntie wants some weed. I'm like, well, and they know that I yeah. No. I'm like, I'm not. No. No, my auntie cool. She ain't gonna care, whatever. Like, okay, let's just see. And like, she's like, come on, let's just see how she plays this out. And she's like, oh, she might know somebody. You don't know nobody. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I be around a lot of people by, you know. Oh, you know somebody like this. Basically, we know we tapped in to play this bit. But to make a long story short, she ended up getting access to what she was looking for at that particular time. And then she sat there and she rolled the joint. And then she was like, oh, yeah, this is good. Yeah. But when she started smoking, she started talking and telling stories about, you know, her life and, you know, the first time she had weed and, you know, we found out what Woodstock was and being in LA and, you know, not LA, being in California, I think it was San Francisco or something like that, whatever, but basically they were telling us about the 60s where everybody was walking around smoking weed in the 60s. They don't understand why it's an issue now because everybody was going around doing acid and mushrooms and psychedelic shits and weed and stuff. And like in the 60s, that was just, you know, that was just what they was doing. I'm like, oh, shit, you know, let me go back to the 60s. So a nigga like, yeah, we missed the 60s and shit like, yeah, like, we didn't live in that era, you know. So, and she's very comical, so you're like, she's very raw. So you're like, oh, yeah, for real. Yeah. So, the moral story was, then they introduced me to other people, So, I remember one time, it was this older couple, and they were part of the rainbow community. Now, it's this one older dude that choose to live their life wearing women's clothes. We didn't judge or, you know, put a label on it and all that. That's just what they did. Like, hey, hon, like, yeah, whatever. So it was a friend of a friend's uncle, auntie, uncle, however you want to take it. I'm not being funny. It is a part of a joke. We do have a joke. We both make a joke about it, you know, but it's not gay bashing, nigga. It's just like, it's real life shit, nigga, like this. Like, we all got crazy people, whatever in our family, like, it's just like, shit, that's real life comedy type shit. And we was over there, and they had a couple of their friends from their circle and their time, and they're older. We were like 16, 17, so I would say they had to be like in their 30s or some shit like that. Yeah, I know they had to be. I don't think they was in their 40s, but they had to be like in their 30s. But so they sat around and they was talking about the real life things, and me and my friend, they started telling us that, man, y'all sure y'all want to live this life? Because this is a hard life, and da-da-da-da. And they were talking about how many friends they had lost that had died, and, you know, how many people they've been out somewhere, and they've been out at a bar or something, and one of their friends coming out on a date, and they just beat up and targeted just because they was coming out of bar. They didn't bother nobody. They were just coming out of bar. They were just, being jumped on because they came out of the bar type shit. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, that's what it's like. Okay, sweetheart, So every time we met up with them or hung out and smoked weed with them, it was like we just smoked and chill with them. They really just like, And this is one of the first foods they told me that there's something special in me about the rainbow community. They told me I was gonna be one of those ones that made an impact and made a difference for our community. Our community being the rainbow community. Like as you can, you're fierce, and you bold and you're fearless and whatever it is, you take that shit head on. You don't give a fuck if you keep going like this. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, So yeah, so basically they'll have it, and this is one of the first times in my life that I can say that I can be. Now my grandparents, they're like, yeah, they let me be me. That's different. That's your grandparents, but you still only so much you're gonna say and do around your parents and your family. But this is the first group of people that we can really find that we can really be ourselves. Like we can be openly gay and, we don't have to, pretend we friends and all that. We can hold hands and all, what I'm saying? This is one of those, when you finally found your people, that you can be yourself amongst your community, it made you feel different. It made you feel accepted, that you didn't have to, alter who you love and who you are. Because everybody here, like, hey, we are here. So when I hung around them, it felt so different. Like it was a different, you didn't have to be so, on guard with it. I like that. Okay, next tribe I found was, now, unlike some of the people in my neighborhood, or people I grew around, and I guess I'm this way because my grandmama traveled. And when my grandmama traveled, my grandma had friends of all nationalities. My grandma, we go out of town and cruise and stuff. She'll have all type Indian friends and, Arab friends. And my grandmother was very diverse. She had the diverse and everything. This first time I didn't know what Chaldeans were. She told me what is Chaldean? Well, she's Chaldean. What is Chaldean? I didn't know all white people that's like it is all white. Like, no, that's Italian. I'm like, oh, they're like, they think all black people black. Like, no, we have Jamaicans, Haitians, what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's like being diverse like that. I've never been racist or I don't fucking know white people. No, I'm not. People are people to me. You know what I'm saying? You cool, I'm cool, they cool, you cool, yada, right? So, basically, I'll be very cool and blend in with people. Like I don't feel like I'm, this bunch of, I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, And then the thing about it is, even though I'm a dyke ass bitch from the hood of Detroit, and I'm very rough around edges. Like literally, you'll see me, I'm in there with a fucking bucket hat to the side, and my fucking jeans sagging, and I'm wearing baggy clothes and shit like that. Like, yeah, nigga, like, it wasn't no secret. I was a hard ass cowboy. I've always been up. And they just kind of like, yeah, they just, and they accepted it. Even like older people, like, oh, like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, come here, sweetheart, come on, son, yeah, grandma's and them, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you and they embrace that. Like, come here, sweetie, you just a ball of sunshine. Like, I like when you come around, like, when you come around, something about you. People like something about my aura. I didn't know what the fuck aura was. Like, it's something about you. You have an aura about you. Like, when you walk in a room, the room gravitates towards you. It's like you draw that to you. Like, I don't be trying, like, when you're there, like, your presence, everywhere you go, your presence is felt. Like, oh, okay, yeah. And even I'm young, 17, 18, 19, I'm like, okay, they tell me about your aura and your chi and, the universe. They start meeting people with the, the all types of, different spirituality and, feng shui. That's what I learned what feng shui was and this and that, and they just introduce you to different teas and, different types of stuff and being outside. I mean, the first time I went to a bonfire, I didn't even know what a bonfire was. The first time I was into that. And they all like on the beach with a big, big ass, fires out there and roasting marshmallows and sitting around talking and, and the luau's and going luau parties and all that. This is the first time I've ever experienced this type of stuff, on that level with them, and this is what they do. Like, this is what their people do. Like, like, oh yeah, we have our, every year we have our or they go to golf tournaments and stuff. Like, oh, okay. But I'm very diverse. And then one thing about it though, my grandmother has kind of like groomed me. And I hate they say the wrong groom because now they're using a bad word. But she knows, I know how to turn it on and up. From around hood motherfuckers, I know how to act hood. From around different nationalities, I know how to turn that shit on and up, And like a chameleon, like, yeah. And the fact that, like, yeah, what up, though, me, I'm fucking do crackers, yeah, and you know what I'm saying, yeah? I can articulate, get to a point I can articulate diverse on different things, And it's depending on what mood I'm in. Do I feel like engage, or is it one of these observation moments, like, okay, I'm here, I'm just, hi, how you doing? I'm just kind of like being reserved, quiet, because I'm kind of like feeling the vibe and getting the energy and feeling people are like, okay, yeah, how are you doing? Oh, okay, how you doing? Thank you, yeah, so you kind of like just navigating that. So I like to say this. So throughout my life, meeting different people and different crowds, and even dating other women, different types of women, and then they introducing me to their lives and their cultures and stuff. Like, oh, I even dated women of different nationalities. I dated multiple women with different nationalities. And they introduced me to their culture and their foods and, their spirituality or religion or whatever it may be, and, their family values and da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, and we like, yeah, because I met a couple women, like, we got at school, they got going to school, and they expressed to me, like, they come from certain type of cultures that girls are supposed to be submissive, and they're not supposed to have their own opinion, and if your father and your family tell you what to do, or who you're supposed to marry, and how you're supposed to live your life, you're supposed to follow it, because you are a girl in a family. I'm like, oh, no. I couldn't be a part of y'all. Like, no, that ain't gonna work. I'm like, yeah, but that's just how And that's why some of them, when they get out to college, they just, they nice. They just be free. Like, they got a way they're free. They're like real free, rebel, free spirit and shit. Because the way they was raised as a little girl, growing up in their culture and their environment, now they away from home. Now they can kind of like just find themselves and they self-reflection of who they are. And kind of create their own identity, then you go to groups and meetings and, organizations and events with them, like, oh yeah, those ice cream socials and, they sitting around outside on campus and they having meetings and feminist groups. A couple times, the first time I've been to a feminist group, I didn't know it was a real feminist, I'm like, oh, I like this. I'm like, oh, it's a real feminist. I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to be a feminist. That's what I really started learning about what a feminist is. Like, oh, what? I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm a feminist. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I think I'm a feminist now. I think that's what it is. Like, yeah, so now you start really getting to being a feminist, and you met women that was in, Buddhism, they practice Buddhism and, and feng shui, and, it's outside of just going through. When you grew up, you went to a Baptist church. Your grandmama, you went to a black Baptist church, and your grandmama, that's what you knew about religion. But then now you out here, and people have different spirituality and, different religion, because basically because I started going to church with my grandma, because they even tell you that, oh, you're going to hell because of this and this and that. I'm like, how am I going to hell because of who I love and who I choose to be? But then the goddamn preacher and the pastor doing all types of fucked up shit. And they going to heaven, and I don't do shit like that. I just, because who I love, I'm going to hell. Oh no, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this religion. I can't keep practicing it. I don't even know how to. Like who? How do you pray and worship to a God or a religion when they basically telling you that they know you're not loved, you're not accepted. Even though they're, oh God, but oh no, the Bible says this. But then motherfuckers interpret it however they want to interpret it. If I read something enough times and say it enough times, I can alter it, whatever the fuck it says. You can recite a scripture 45 times, and how you interpret it and how you say it, and you get enough people to follow it, you can alter whatever, anything that's been written and said. That's real shit. That even goes with religion, laws, scripture, everything. They're just words on a paper. They're just ink and paper. Oh, that's a cat. There's detection at your, that was a cat. that cat. Anyway, so, I found out to say this speed is up. So, once you kind of like find your tribe and your groove, and then you can't find it anymore, or you lose it, or it's dismantled. And once it's kind of like once you have had it, it's like nothing else measures up to it. It's like having the best. Let's say they made this best ice cream flavor, and the way they made the recipe was an old-fashioned way of making a recipe. Like it was an old-fashioned, old-school way, homemade way of making a recipe. And you used to that because you grew up on it. But then now, a new company came in and bought the old-fashioned ice cream company, and now they make it totally different with chemicals and all that shit. And then now when you eat it, like, man, it kind of tastes like it, but it ain't. It has the flavor. The flavor kind of tastes familiar, but it's like it ain't. It's not the same. So that's how it is, even with relationships, love, friendships, companionship, being around people, finding your tribe and shit. I've been tainted, spoiled, corrupted with it. Like everything else, kind of like it's hard to try to compare and measure that shit up. And oh yeah, this is the best macaroni and cheese. Now you can go to multiple places, and they may all have good macaroni and cheese. But to you, because you had the original or certain OG way of having macaroni and cheese that you accustomed, because you raised that way, you accustomed to that taste. Every time you eat macaroni and cheese, now you subconsciously, the macaroni and cheese can actually be good. But you're like, okay, maybe it's something missing. Maybe it's some paprika, some garlic powder. It's like, it's good, but it's something missing. I don't know, just something missing. The way this person did it or the way somebody else. It's just like, it's good. No, don't get me wrong. Oh, it's good. You see, you did a good job, but it's something missing. Because it's something I'm used to. And for us older generation and the younger generation, even now, with the changes of social media, like when we grew up on like cooking shows. Like some of us, and like we grew up, especially like our parents and grandparents, oh, they swear by that shit. They would wake up like literally every week or whatever, whoever had a cooking show on, that they would religiously watch the cooking show. They would go, oh, wait a minute, what's that show? Come on. I don't really want to put on name, but let's say like this, like we had Rachel Ray. Our generation was Rachel Ray. You had the Paula Dean. You had the Martha Stewart. This is just off the top of my head. I know there's a handful of them, but it was a handful of people that they had cooking shows. That, especially when you had cable, they had a whole goddamn cable network on just cooking shows. And you come in and you will see your grandma watching cooking show. You're like, what you watching now? What they making? Oh, they making this recipe. Yeah. And sometimes I come in, I've been riding, whatever, and you kind of like, oh. Because sometimes I know if she making a recipe, she gonna send it to the store. Okay, quick, go to the store. I'm gonna try that. Oh, that look good. I'm gonna try it. Now you gotta go to the store And she gonna give you a list of ingredients so she can do the recipe. Now she gotta go out and try the recipe. Now you gotta go to the grocery store. You're like, oh, she about to send me to the grocery store. Oh, I know it's coming. I didn't know it's coming. I'm like, you know, and you done waited there because you know your baby be like, hey, when you get home, like, yeah, you know, when you get home, when you get home, call me, I want to talk to you. And sometimes, you know, you see your girlfriend, like, when she get home, you get set up, they plan it, or they got to talk to you about something. I need to talk to you, like, all right, okay, we get home at 8:30, call me at 8:30. You get home, like 5:30, 6:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. And like, yeah, and sometimes you sitting there, you talking, and like sometimes my grandma come in here at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock sometimes, like, hey, put your shoes on, so come around with me real quick. And she be, your grandma be like, come around with me right quick. I promise you, my grandma done went somewhere, and then she done came up with something else with it, and then we done went somewhere else, and then she couldn't find what she wanted, so we driving way, you know, we're from the hood of Detroit, so we driving way out in fucking Wyandotte, I mean, Novi or Taylor or Livonia somewhere to get what she wants. And sometimes we be food, like, oh, yeah. You know, and then we go out to like Dearborn Heights to take my food. I gotta taste of this. You know, we want some burgers. Oh, we gonna go to the phone, y'all. We gonna, you know, like whatever she want to go. Or she want a corned beef sandwich. So her favorite pizza was Buddy's Pizza, and at the time was no Buddy's Pizza around us, so we had to go out to. We want to get pizza. We gotta go get Buddy's Pizza and shit. Like, all right, yeah. So anyway, so I tell that to you. So the sad part about it is, by the time I started reaching my 30th birthday, because I hung out with an older crowd, when I tell you that I hung out with an older crowd, 9 times out of 10, I said, every single time, I'm the fucking baby, I'm the youngest one there. But I'm so mature, and I cultured, and I lived a lot of life, and I'm right there rubbing elbows with them, and they kind of like, oh, yeah. And sometimes I'll be in, like, bars and clubs, and they're like, what you doing here? I ain't even 21, so I get this motherfucker. Because everybody know me, or whoever owned there, or whoever there, whatever, like, yeah, oh, that's point, come on, fuck yeah. Oh, let's see, yeah, you know. How you get this? You're not even sort of be, yeah, but that's, you know, like the rules do not apply. That's court now. But shit, man, Courtney is the exception to the rule. CB the exception to the rule, you know. And a lot of people be upset about that, even in school. Like being in school, oh my God. It used to be so much school, work, jobs, wherever it is. Oh, especially at my job. Oh my God. They used to be so fucking, literally, I used to have to quit this job. It's been a really hostile environment because motherfuckers really be upset with me. They be like, they don't say shit to you. If I come in late or I leave work early or go to lunch or whatever it is, they kind of like look, and then, but they don't really say too much or they'll make a joke about it. Anybody else try to do what I do, they get written up. They get threatened to lose their job. They get docked their pay. But Courtney, you don't worry about class. Without a class, Courtney walks around the motherfucking hall all day. No, hey, you in trouble, honey. You got detention. You keep getting this hard at. What? You stay in the hall. What? Courtney be in the hall all day. You don't worry about Courtney. They be right there. But Courtney, and you worry about you. You don't worry about Courtney. So it's always, if I had a dime for every time, but Courtney, but why Courtney? But you're not Courtney, but why Courtney? Man, that's bullshit. But Courtney, but y'all let Courtney, but Courtney don't have to. But Courtney, but why y'all? But Courtney, but you don't let Courtney, but then they do but Courtney. If I had $1 for every time. I heard that shit as a kid and growing up, a teenager growing up, boy, I would have been a multi-millionaire at a young age. We couldn't. And then they get mad. I'm like, hey, what the fuck, nigga? Keep my motherfucking name. Keep my motherfucking name. That's what I do with me. I'm like, hey, you worry about you, nigga. Like, what the fuck? What? Why you keep bringing up my name in your conversation? Keep me. They don't have nothing to do with me. But Quincy just did this last week and you ain't say nothing. Hey, nigga, shut the fuck up. The fuck? You be straight like, hey, what? Hold on, come on. Why you even, look, that don't have nothing to do with whatever you got going on. Don't you got going on. Whatever they got going on, I have to do with this. Also, like, people always want to bring me up, making this, hey. So anyway, I thought I'd say this, so I used to record me. So, it's hard to find my tribe again. And being some of the youngest, a lot of them had passed away. And I'm dealing with older, passed away at a young age. A lot of it was violence to the streets, personal family drama or friendship drama, or health issues. You know, like I said, I told you, I was 16, 17, we hanging out with 30-year-olds and shit like that. By the time that, they had got sick and passed away and shit like that. Like, damn, you know, what's the memory? Yeah. Oh, her partner passed away or his partner passed away. Like, damn, it was so cool. Like, yeah, damn. That's real shit. So I had to go and navigate through it. In my demographic, in my age, we lost a lot of women to domestic violence. I can't even tell you, like, it was literally 2-3 summers back to back that it was either somebody in our friend circle or a friend of a friend or a relative that they know. Some domestic violence bullshit. Or they was dealing with a drug nigga from the drug gang or something, and they got caught as a casualty of the point. We like, God damn. Another one, another funeral, another one passed away, another one. And I don't want to say we got numb, but we got so used to that shit. Even now, I'm 49 years old, and I still got built up grief and trauma through situations and things that we have been through or we have witnessed, or people we have lost from our teenage years. And we don't truly have, we truly don't know how to properly heal and handle that. We just find a way to cope with it and keep pushing through it. Us as black, minority, where we come from, we deal with a whole lot of bullshit. We just gotta shake that shit off and keep it moving. That's part of the motherfucking game. Keep that shit moving, nigga. Your soul, you survive that shit, keep that shit moving. But we shouldn't have to. Black women should always have to be strong. Black people shouldn't always have to, endure trauma and PTSD and be like, oh, it's okay with it. And be okay with it. And I'm glad there's a lot of resources out here, and the younger generation are starting to in tune, even with family conflict. It took us years and years and going through shit, or maybe somebody passing away or whatever, to navigate family shit. Now, younger generation, like, we good. You gotta find your own family, and we've done that. Family that may not always be a family that you come from, but the family that you made. Your circle could be your family. Your tribe can be your family. And I don't want to be negative in any way, but I'm going to tell you something. I have dated women or have friends and friends of the family and I promise you, the way that people treat me and the way that environment, I ain't gonna say better or worse, is way different than my own blood relative environment. Friends of the family environment. And that may be because they've been resentful from me because jealousy for a while. So that may be some bias linking there. No matter who I am or how I grow up, they always gonna have some bias against me. They're never gonna let me just be me, grow and change. They always gonna see me in one particular way. No matter what I do or how much I grow. That's just the reality of that. And sometimes you gotta, navigate that. Sometimes keep your distance and cut time. But I know I've been around a different environment and just totally different. And I be testing that. Even going somewhere, and you know, we all go through our hustle phase and we go through shit. I'd have been somewhere and motherfuckers literally, after the first time I've been around the scene, maybe the second, would come back with a bag full of toiletries. Like, here you go. And I'm not saying I don't need nobody buy me shit or there's no charity, nothing like that. But I just show you how people look at you different. I got you. We're going to do something about this. And they'll make that shit happen. I test that around different people. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I can test this. And that shit real. And I know the difference. And I'm grateful and appreciative for any and all, however it is. But I know the difference. Like, people say, oh, you don't love yourself or you don't love certain people. Man, I'm going to tell you, I've been loved since birth. I know who truly loves me unconditionally. I know what true unconditional love, no strings attached love feels like. Good or bad. So you can't tell me shit about that. Everybody got their own way, but I know. Everybody got their own way of expressing love, but I know the difference between love. I know how love is. The way shit built. But it may be like everybody else. Like the way you grew up, somebody making your macaroni and cheese, okay, that's how you grew up, your macaroni and cheese done. That's how we grew up with our macaroni and cheese done. Some people say, oh, my parents never argued and fucked. Really? Have they never raised no? You sure they did? That's true, girl. They really love each other. That's your opinion. I grew up, two grandparents, they fight like cats and dogs. They argue because they so real with each other. I guess you did. They, oh, you don't talk to your lover like that, nigga. They so comfortable knowing that you can say what you say and know you don't mean. And they love the hell out of each other. To each is their own. But everybody in their environment is different. How they express it, so how love is, how understanding is. Me? Now, I'm a jokester, I'm something like that, and I don't mean to be insensitive, but if we kicking it, we talking shit together, that's love, isn't it? That's what we do, that's love. Bring your bitch in. I know you ain't talking with your big forehead, but bring your bitch in. All right, whatever, sure it is. That's just love, nigga. We just did. Oh, that's not right. That's yeah. You know, times different with the sensitive. I'm like, oh, that's mean energy and all that. That's toxic. Okay. All right, well, you know. To us, you know, that's how we know we love each other. Because we feel like, what? And if a motherfucker ignore you and ain't talking shit to you or saying nothing, then, yeah. To me, they're like, the silent treatment and really not saying nothing for real. Okay, now you gotta reevaluate that. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they be so hurt they don't want to say nothing. But then, you gotta live like, talk shit, let's talk shit. Because I'm the type of person, if I stop throwing emotions, good or bad, towards your way, especially me and my personality, you might start being a little concerned. As long as I'm still shooting emotion at you, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm at my time. If y'all didn't get the first two, because I'm sorry I'm doing all, like I said, like my projects are going on or whatever, little projects, I'm running some plays, and I'm giving y'all some uptail or some intake of what's going on. So yeah, these are like part 2, part 3, part 4. If you didn't get the other ones, yeah. So the main part of this is finding your tribe and your people. And you kind of know who they are because the energy in your vibe trying to just let you know. Like, yeah, you know. There we at one.